Howdy folks, Kathy Williams-DeVries here, bringing you number 30 in my series of 72 mini masterclasses on the Rosé Etudes. This is number 30 of the 40, and it's quite a nice little etude. It's very good for your scales and thirds and triad arpeggio work, and also good for articulation. There are many different articulation. There is the two-slurred, two-tongued, and also the two-tongued, two-tongued. And it's interesting that a lot of the two-tongued, two-slurred is actually written on the offbeat, so that you go tongue, slurred, tongue, tongue, slurred, tongue, tongue, slurred. So, I mean, there is a point in the key change where you do, which is the regular two-tongue, two-slurred, but for most of it, which is a little more challenging, and also in the second half. So that the two-sung, two-slurred is also not on the beat. Nice little etude. It sort of focuses a lot on the upper chalumeau and throat tones. You want to get a really nice sound on those. I recommend actually doing a lot of long tones on your throat tones. I do have a video about getting the most out of your tips for better sounding throat tones, and a lot of that has to do with covered fingerings. Although in this case there's not enough time to use covered fingerings. Personally, I recommend a Bakun Fat Boy barrel. It's done wonders for my throat tones. But let's play through with this. Note that in order to play the first few bars, you've got to get the technique going from an F sharp to an A, which is a simple roll, and you want to make sure that you're off the F sharp. See how I roll it? I'm not jumping. I know some people tend to jump. All you need to do is a roll. You get it. So let's have a go at this. So, just, yeah, a nice little roll. And then much the same in the next phrase. And maybe focus going down the register with a slight crescendo. And it doesn't give you any dynamic marking at the beginning, though in the fourth line, when we're going the two-slurred, two-slurred, it is piano. And make a real difference between and make it really rich, especially as it's in the chalumeau register. So make a difference between that. So make a difference between that and also make a distinction in the first bar before the key change, is that's tongue. And now we come to the two-slurred, two-toned, straight C major scale in thirds. You want to really clean over the break. You may want to put a couple of fingers down to help with that. Now the articulation is broken up into two-slurred, two-slurred, and two-slurred, two-tongued, but on the beat this time. So be aware of that. And also really clean, going from the C to the A. We want that really clean. Now this next one is a little challenging. It's kind of an A major scale in thirds, and then it evens out. And again, you want really clean. My clarinet's a little bit clacky at the moment. I need to get it repaired, so I'm not getting it as clean as I like. Now here you've got whole bars of legato, slurred. I would really make a lot of that. Really make that very, very smooth. We want to really clean G sharp to B too. And you want really clean here. So. And again in this last bar, you can leave the fingers down. You want it really, really smooth to contrast with the rest of the Etude. Now we've got a few more sharps. Again, you want to be really smooth over the break. And again, make a real distinction here in the legato. Here we want really smooth between over the break. I suppose you could fake it. I don't think it's fast enough to do that. I would recommend and here I would really dot the staccato to make a distinction from all the legato we've had. What's interesting is that it plays on the natural 12th of the clarinet, going C sharp to G sharp. and also very clever, I think. So to make the distinction between you really want to make a distinction there. And here what we want it to really smooth over the braid. And try and get a really smooth D octave. And also make note of where the articulation is in the last line. So that's the Etude. Let me just play it all the way through for you now. And so you have it. There is the Rosé Etude number 30 of 40 Etudes. Please be sure to join me for number 31.